Hello everyone, excuse the sound of my voice, I have a cold now. I want to show you a video that the Vatican put out. It's called Pope Francis's video message for World Youth Day, Panama 2019. And I will let you hear this video and one from the Rome reports, but let me just say that what he does in this video is he absolutely gushes about Mary. And I was sitting here like, okay, how long is it going to take him to say something about Jesus, right? So I'm going to let you hear it all without, it's going to be long, so bear with me. First, I want to read you the words that he spoke, and I will let you hear both the videos. Dear young people, with the memory vividly in our minds of our meeting together at World Youth Day 2016 in Krakow, we have set out towards the next goal that will be, God willing, Panama in 2019. These moments of encounter and conversation with you are very important to me. I want this journey to proceed in line with preparations for the next Synod of Bishops because it is dedicated to you young people. We are accompanied on this journey by our Mother, the Virgin Mary. Not Jesus, but Mary. Okay. She encourages us with her faith, the same faith that she expressed in her song of praise. Mary said, "The Mighty One has done great things for me." Luke chapter 1 verse 49. She knew how to give thanks to God who looked upon her littleness, and she recognized the great things that God was accomplishing in her life. So she set off to visit her cousin Elizabeth, who was old and needed her to be close by. Mary did not stay at home because she was not a young couch potato who looks for comfort and safety where nobody can bother them. She was moved by faith because faith is at the heart of our mother's entire life story. Just going on and on about Mary, but not much about Jesus. If anybody was to be your example, it would be Jesus, right? Dear young people, God is also watching over you and calling you. And when God does so, He is looking at all the love you are able to offer. Like the young woman of Nazareth, he's talking about Mary again, you can improve the world and leave an imprint that makes a mark on history, your history and that of many others. The church and society need you, with your plans and with your courage, with your dreams and ideals. Walls of stagnation fall and roads open up that leads us to a better, fairer, and less cruel and a more humane world. As you follow this path, I encourage you to cultivate a relationship with I encourage you to cultivate a relationship of familiarity and friendship with Our Lady. She is our mother. Speak to her as you would to a mother. Together with her, give thanks for the precious gift of faith that you have received from your elders and entrust your whole life to her. This is insane. She is a good mother who listens to you and embraces you, who loves you and walks together with you. I assure you that if you do that, you will not regret it. Have a good pilgrimage to World Youth Day 2019. May God bless you all. Now I will let you hear these videos for yourself. Well, this one is in Italian, so you know what I'll do? I'll just let you hear the Rome Reports version.
Since 1984, World Youth Day has been celebrated on Palm Sunday every year in every diocese in the world, also in Rome. However, every 2 or 3 years, it takes place outside the Eternal City on one of the great world encounters with the Pope. For the 2017 edition, Pope Francis has sent a video message in which he invites the young people of the world to be like Mary, a determined young woman who trusted in God.
No se queda encerrada en casa, porque no es una joven sofá que busque sentirse cómoda y segura sin que nadie la moleste. Ella se mueve por fe, porque la fe es el corazón de toda la historia de nuestra Madre.
The Pope explains to the young people that as he did with the Virgin Mary, God also looks at them and asks them to carry out an important mission, to improve the world.
Como la joven de Nazaret, pueden mejorar el mundo para dejar una huella que marque la historia, la de ustedes y la de muchos. La Iglesia y la sociedad los necesitan. Con sus planteos, con el coraje que tienen, con sus sueños e ideales, se caen los muros del inmovilismo y se abren caminos que nos llevan a un mundo mejor, más justo, menos cruel y más humano.
In case anyone thinks there is such a long time until the World Youth Day of Panama in 2019, the Pope recalls with this video message that we have to get moving. Pope Francis invites the youth to prepare for this encounter from the hand of the Virgin Mary, trusting in her. With that, he leaves them this final message.
Como madre buena los escucha, los abraza, los quiere, camina con ustedes. Les aseguro que si hacen esto, no se van a arrepentir. Buen peregrinaje hacia la Jornada Mundial de la Juventud de 2019.
Okay, I'm really bothered by the amount of Mary worship in there, and I would say even almost more or just as much, I am bothered by the fact that we are able to point out sun worship so easily, but not really understand why it is so blasphemous that Mary, or what the exact significance of Mary being worshipped is, because that's not Mary. That's what people need to understand. I guess if they knew that it was not Mary, it would mean so much more, because now people look at it and say, well, it's just Mary. They worship Mary. You know, they shouldn't be doing that, but it's just Mary. But it's not just Mary. It's not. It's actually, they tell you the Queen of Heaven. That is, I'm trying to find this one symbol that I saw in this video. I'll pause it while I look for it. Okay, I found it. There's that symbol. I need to look at that. That looks like an upside down ox symbol, or even a symbol for Venus. But anyway, like I was kind of saying before I lost my train of thought there, yeah, it's the Queen of Heaven, and the Queen of Heaven is Lucifer. So if I can get people to understand this, or people to hear me and listen to me on this one, not that I'm just some person who needs to be listened to, but I think it's very important that we stop overlooking this. You know, you hear the word Baal and everybody jumps at it, but not many people know about Ashtoreth, and not many people talk about her, and I'm trying to raise awareness and trying to get people to start recognizing the importance of understanding who the Queen of Heaven is, and that the Pope and not just Catholicism, but you know, and with Islam and their worship of Diana, Isis, also known as Allah, these religions, the Pope he can so easily bring these two religions together. So what I believe they're going to do is they're going to have a fake holy war, right? Islam is positioned as one of the Abrahamic faiths, and of course it is not really an Abrahamic faith. It is an imitation. It is a fraud, and it is really goddess worship disguised as an Abrahamic religion. And so, as Albert Pike said in his letter of the his writing of the 3 World Wars, that Christianity and Islam would destroy each other, right? And I believe they're setting up this holy war with Islam and Catholicism, that this is going to be the next crusades, it appears. And in this, I believe people are really going to say, you know what, that's it, I've had enough of these Abrahamic religions. Yet at the same time, atheism won't fly. You're going to have some form of spirituality. And excuse me while I sneeze. So while I was taking that little sneeze break there, something else occurred to me. I decided to pull up some images of this shape up there for World Youth Day, and I'm going to compare it to the Ankh and show you that. But let me get back to the point I was making about the what I believe is going to eventually happen here with the supposed or the false flag war that will probably eventually come, this religious war, the crusade or whatever. And when atheism is destroyed, because you have to have some form of spirituality, and yet there won't be any more desire for this Abrahamic religion stuff. We're going to return to nature worship, to Gaia worship, and of course Gaia, the Earth Mother, is the one who births the sun god that sits on her lap, and that is who the Virgin Mary actually represents. She represents that goddess figure. So the world is already being prepped to receive a mother goddess, right? She's been worshipped for thousands of years already. This is nothing new, all right? This is the old religion, like the wicked say. The earth religion is the old religion, and like Solomon says, there's nothing new under the sun. That which was is that which will be. We're going to go back to the earth religion again, in my opinion. And one of the symbols of the earth religion is the or should I say the goddess, who is the same thing really. Here, let me adjust this so we can see this better. Okay, I just put out a video on the Black Madonna and the Source of Life and the Serpent on my main channel, Daylight Riders. And on that channel, I explain some of the symbolism of the Ankh and the sign for Venus. Now, both the Ankh and this sign here is used for the planet Venus, but it represents mainly, let me pull up the other picture. Okay, mainly what this symbol is meant to represent is the womb. And you probably won't be able to read that, but let me just get this one note really quick. The Ankh has come to symbolize life and mortality, and immortality, life and immortality. And down here, this is from Crystal Links, by the way, on the symbol for Venus, this symbol, known benignly as Venus's hand mirror, is much more associated with a representation of the female womb. Okay, so in this, the Ankh and the symbol for Venus, we have representations of the womb, and this is a symbol of life. And like I said, I believe it's part of the old return to the earth religion in the worship of the Earth Mother. And zoomed in a little bit too much, so I want to make this a little bit bigger for you. I can't seem to get it to the right size, so forget it. Alright, so what I did was I decided to flip this image and show you. You could probably already see it, but now hopefully you see it even more. The image of this Ankh here. I guess it was supposed to be a cross to begin with, but that's a funky looking cross. And so anyway, what it really is an Ankh, and it is a symbol for Venus, and it is a symbol for the female womb. Excuse my son, he's making a lot of noise. Obviously you can hear that. And see, this little dot right here is interesting because it also seems to make this crescent and star shape really. If you were to look at this as a crescent, and this in the middle being the sun or the star, you would have a crescent and star there, or you have something inside the womb there, which could be an egg or whatever. But anyway, it's right there. It's in our faces. This Catholic Church, yes, as much as it is about sun worship, it is. It's there, obviously, but the symbols of the mother goddess is that much more prevalent. And you know, where you have the dying sun god, well, hopefully people know where you have the dying sun god, you have the religion of the goddess. Okay, let me try to wrap this up quickly because my kids are acting buck wild, or my children. Kids are baby goats. My children are acting buck wild now. I just want to give you a quick proof on that from the book When God Was a Woman. It's a study on the old religions, and it says here the symbolism and rituals connected with him will be speaking of the male god, will be more fully explained in the chapter on the male consort. But wherever this dying young consort appears as the male deity, we may recognize the presence of the religion of the goddess. And that's what you have in the Catholic religion. You have the baby Jesus and the Jesus on the cross, because he's constantly dying and being reborn, dying and being reborn. The goddess is the one constant, because without the goddess, the God can't be reborn. He can't be born again. The sun cannot rise again. So it always sets, but the sun will never rise without the goddess, according to these religions. So that's why they venerate Mary so much, because she is that source of life. She is the universal life force, according to them. And without her, the sun god cannot be born. So that went on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but seeing this symbol really got me started on a little tangent there. Sorry about the extra noise, but thank you for watching, and that's all I have to say. Thank you. Jesus bless you. Some notes that I put down. This is what I would like people to keep in mind. These are the 4 facts that cannot be gotten around. Number 1, the Queen of Heaven is represented by the star Venus, and Lucifer is an epithet of Venus. So Catholics, you need to understand that the Queen of Heaven is represented by Venus, and she's also called the Star of the Sea, and she's called the Mother of the Gods. This is point number 2. The Queen of Heaven is called the Mother of the Gods. In the Bible, false gods are called abominations. So in the Bible, she would actually be called the Mother of Abominations. Number 3, the Queen of Heaven is the patron deity of fertility cults and holy whores or harlots. Thus, the goddess is known as the Mother of Harlots. Babylonian kings were required to participate in these sexual rituals with sacred prostitutes to remain legitimate. And you can find more information about that in my video on Leviathan, Babylon, and the seed of Satan. Number 4, Miriam or Mary is never called the Queen of Heaven in the Bible, and it's worth noting that her Hebrew name means rebellion. So it's no wonder that they would hijack her identity.